Man coverage is by far the most common defense that you will face in Madden 23. And today I'm going to give you an amazing scheme that will allow you to start shredding man coverage so bad your opponent will be forced to switch to a zone defense, and then later in the video I have some plays that are going to rack up huge yards versus any one of these zones you will face. In Madden, the two things that beat man coverage are the abilities that you use on your players, and I would recommend short in elite and route tech wherever possible. Then it is making sure your scheme has routes that will beat man coverage at a super consistent rate, and in this video I have some of the best man beating routes you will find anywhere. Then lastly, you must have a plan on how to attack all of the three main man defense structures you will face, whether it is cover one man, cover two man, or a zero man blitz, and today I will give you great options versus each of them. In this video I'll be breaking down three formations: empty Chiefs, empty HB wide, and Trey open offset, and this will all be in the Chiefs playbook. Now the first play we are looking at is crosses in empty Chief, and this is one of the best man-beating plays in all of Madden 23. Here have your trips to the wide side, then take your deep post and motion him across the field. Then you can block your tight end. Then I put my running back, who is split inside like a tight end, on a whip route. Now the key route here is the motioned over post. It is unbumpable, so press will not affect it, and your player will get a forced outside release. As he cuts, the cornerback will stay completely flat-footed, and you will get a speed boost up the field, and you will be completely untouched for wide open walk-in touchdowns. And this is one of the most explosive man beaters you will ever use. And I will go do it against any zero blitz where there is a one-on-one on the outside, or any cover one play where they just have a single high safety. And against off man coverage, this works the same way. The DB will be completely flat-footed as you cut out and up the field, and you will leave him in the dust. And there isn't a route I have used all year to hit for more big plays against man coverage than this one right here. Then for other options on this play, we have the whip route from our running back, who does a great job of separating underneath for easy yards. Then if the user jumps to the whip, then we have this shallow crosser on the short side of the field that gets great separation and is a very good option attacking over the middle of the field. Then the next play is shot deep post in gun empty Chief, and this is designed to attack two-man under defenses. Here have the trips to the wide side again, then take the outside receiver on that side and motion him in. When you do that, you will see the inside corner that is pressing our deep post whenever they play two-man under backs off, and this is super crucial. Then for our last adjustments, put the tight end on an out route and put your running back on a whip route. Now once the ball is snapped, you will see the cornerback who is covering the post jumps down, and this post will shoot inside of him and get completely free going down the middle of the field. Then the two outside streaks will hold out the two deep safeties, and you can bomb them down the deep middle of their defense for huge explosive plays. You just want to make sure you pass lead this right in between their two deep safeties and don't angle it to either side. If you keep it in the middle, you will absolutely burn them. Then if at the snap you see they switch up their D and the post isn't open, then you can check down to the tight end or the whip underneath and just go to whichever one has more separation. Today's video is a part of my Chiefs West Coast spread offense, where I'm recreating their scheme and showing you how you can run it in Madden 23, and I'm also going to be adding my own variations to make sure it is as effective as possible in Madden. The Chiefs have put together one of the most explosive offenses the NFL has ever seen, while being led by their three-headed monster with Patrick Mahomes, Tyreek Hill, and Travis Kelce, and they have one of the most creative offensive minds of all time with Andy Reid at the helm. Now if you want to check out everything else that has been released for this offense so far, I'll leave a link for the full playlist down in the description below. Next we are looking at seams in gun empty HB wide, and this is an amazing play to attack every type of man coverage. Here have the trips to the wide side, then take the outside receiver on the short side, motion him in and put him on a whip route. Then take the slot receiver on the trip side and put him on a whip as well. Now the first place we want to look here is the corner route from the tight end. I have short in elite on him, and as he cuts out, he will get amazing separation and absolutely lose his man for easy yards. This can work versus any style of man coverage, including a two high safety look, where the high safety to that side won't be able to break on this corner route before we're able to throw it in and get an easy completion. Then the next route is the backside post, and he will have an outside stem on his route. Then he will break back in over the middle, and you just want to fire this in as he breaks, and you can pick up really huge yards on this play. This route can work against a zero man look, and you can throw it before the blitz comes in and you can make them pay over the middle. Then it can also work against cover one, and you can throw it in front of the single high safety over the middle of the field. Then it can also work against a two-man under look, and he will cut inside of the safety and his man coverage player, and you can fire it in for a really consistent completion. And for checkdowns on this play, we have the two whip routes that do a great job of getting separation underneath and are a really solid option to beat the blitz, and you can just go to whichever one is more open. Now between these three plays, you are going to absolutely shred man coverage, and you're going to force them to start switching up their defense, and this is is when you need some really good zone beaters in your arsenal like we're gonna go over in the rest of this video. Now for our first zone beater, we're going back to seam in empty HP wide, and this is just gonna do amazing against any zone defense you face. Here have the trips to the wide side, then take the outside receiver on the short side, motion him in and put him on a whip, then take the slot receiver on the trip side and put him on a whip, and then lastly put the outside receiver on the wide side on a streak route. First here we want to look to the wide side, and we have a flood concept where we can just high-low the flat defender. So if he stays shallow, then you can just throw this corner in over his head for a big pickup along the sideline. Then if the flat defender stays back underneath the corner route, then you can check it down to the whip underneath and let him pick up those rack yards in the flats. Then if at the snap the user leaves the middle to run with the tight end corner route, then we have this backside post attacking the middle of the field, and this is a great third option on this play. When throwing this, you want to make sure you keep it in front of the safeties and make sure the user vacates the middle of the field, and then you can pick up some really big yardage. Then for another option here, we have the backside whip route, and you can throw this as he breaks out the other way, and this is just another really good option to attack the opposite flat. Now if you want to unlock even more for this scheme, you need to check out my website, Scheme Kings. Up right now is part 2 of this video where I give you 8 more plays out of these 3 formations. It includes a really explosive run play, more man-beating options to make sure you can solve that defense, and just a ton of other great explosive plays to attack zone coverage and let you rack up yards. Then up on Scheme Kings are all of my past schemes like my Ultimate Mobile QB offense, my Alabama Nick Saban defense, and my series where I count the top 5 offenses in NFL history. So if you want to check out Scheme Kings, I will leave a link for it down in the description below. Now using these spread formations like empty sets or trips looks where they have 4 great receiving options on the field is one of the Chiefs' favorite ways to get the defense spread out and forced to match their personnel, and it lets them get a ton of speed and explosiveness on the field, and we want to do the same thing with our offensive sets. So here we're going back to empty HP wide, and we have to play under seams, and this is a great vertical shot for our offense. Here have the trips to the wide side, and then there is no adjustments on this play. The first place I like to look is at the seam, and if they start in single high and after the snap we get cover 3, I just want to wait till he clears in behind the hooks and the flat defenders. Then you can fire this in, and you just want to keep it away from the safety. But then if pre-snap you see 2 high, but then post-snap they rotate to single high cover 3, then you want to wait till he clears that high flat defender, and you can throw this deeper in down the seam for a huge pickup down the field. Then if post-snap they stay 2 high, that is where we want to look to the deep cross, and he will get in behind their hook zones, and the streak is going to run off their deep blues on the short side, and you can drop in this route for a really nice gain down the field. This is a great option to get deeper down the field and get in behind their zone defenses for really big pickups. Then for a third option here, we have this dig route, and if everyone is getting deep under the crosser, then you can just throw this dig over the middle for a nice pickup. Next, we are moving to Trey open off set, and we have to play RPO zone peak, and this is going to give you a very good RPO run option in this scheme. Here have the trips to the wide side, then we have 3 options. First, look to the wide side, and if we outnumber them on the trip side, then after you snap the ball, you just want to fire it out to your screen and let him get upfield and pick up those easy yards they are giving you. Then you can also look to the backside, and we have this slant. If I see backed off coverage and the linebackers are all shifted towards the wide side, then at the snap I will just quick throw this slant, and you can pick up some really nice yards. And on this play, if you can break 1 tackle, then you can be off to the races. Then lastly, we have the handoff, and if they are super spread out to stop the pass options on this play, then you can just hand this ball off, get downhill, and pick up some really nice yardage on the run play. Then staying in Trey open off set, we have the play dig Y cross, and this is amazing at attacking all zone coverages. Here have the trips to the wide side, then take the solo receiver and put him on a streak. Now here I like to look to the hitch right away, and if their whole defense is dropping back, I like to quick throw the hitch and just pick up the easy yards underneath. Then you can look to the deep crosser from our slot receiver. This route is so tough to stop. It is going to get to such a dangerous area of the field against basically any zone coverage, and you can just throw this in once he gets to around the hash marks for a really nice pickup. As long as the user stays shallow and doesn't run with this cross, this is going to be a super consistent big play versus basically any zone defense you play. Then if at the snap the user starts to run with the crosser, then we have this dig route coming in behind, and this is a great option to attack the middle and replace where the user vacates. Then for a fourth option, if you are getting pressure or the whole defense is just dropping deep, you have this swing pass from the running back, and you can just let him make a play with the ball in his hands. Now this is one of the best schemes in all of Madden to attack man coverage. But if you want to run this Chiefs offense, then there is one formation that is probably my favorite I have used in any playbook. It is going to give you so many big play opportunities all over the field, and if you want to see a full breakdown of this formation, then you need to check out this video right here.